Hey YouTube, David here. Just going to make a quick video here on At Midnight I Will Rise. It's the fifth and final book that the Fathers had me write. Whether you all believe I am who I am or not, doesn't matter. For any of you that might be interested, this is available in the Kindle edition. This is the cover of the book. This is what it's going to look like. This is only available right now in the ebook format. This is the cover, and I want to talk about that for a minute because that, as you can see, I put it down in here in Roman, put down here in the blue, in the snow. This is a photo that I took, and normally I don't take pictures, and for some reason this day I was driving east on I-90 in Montana, and the roads were kind of snowy that day, and so I just felt like I needed to stop, so I stopped and I just took a quick break, and while I was standing outside, I was like looking at the sunset over the mountains. And this picture doesn't really justify the mountains that I could see. I mean, you can see them there, but the sun was setting right over these mountains, and it just, I took the picture, which I haven't taken a picture of scenery, I'd say good 10, 11 years. So I don't know why I did it. And then a couple of days later, I was talking to my brother, and we was talking about snowy pictures, and I mentioned that I don't know why I took this picture. Oh, no, actually, no. In this conversation, I hadn't even told him I took a picture of it, and I don't know how we got on the topic of talking about pictures with snow in them and so forth. And I was telling him about, I hadn't mentioned that I had taken the picture, and then I was telling him about the scenery I seen of the sunset sitting over the mountains. To me, it just looked so cool. And he said, "Too bad you didn't take a picture of it." And I said, I did, And then we started talking, and it started dawning on me. It's like, wait a second, that picture would actually fit good with the title of the book. Because what comes after the sun setting? Midnight. And it just kind of took me by surprise, and it's like, oh my gosh, maybe it was the Father that actually caused me to take that picture. And then my brother and I were conversing on, and then he mentioned something about, I know there's a Bible verse that fits in there, because I've been talking to him a while about what the book's about, and it pretty well instantly, I said, I know what you're talking about. I said, I'm driving right now. Well, I was driving at the time. I couldn't talk to him I couldn't look it up exactly at that time, but I knew what he was talking about. He couldn't figure out what kind of Bible verse would fit in there, but he was saying there's something in there that says that we should really be paying attention now. Or something like that. That's what he was referring to. And I said, I know what you're talking about. I just can't think of it. And as soon as I stopped the truck, I Googled it. Like I've done it on other videos. I've showed you all how I do this, and I tell you all how I do it in the books. Because I don't remember exactly where everything's at. I remember the Bible, period. I am the walking word. Okay? But I don't remember exactly where everything's at. Well, I stopped the truck. I Googled it. And there it is. Romans 13:11. At midnight, knowing the time. This is what's down here on the bottom on the front cover. Knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we had believed. Well, I added a word there. Nearer than we believed. Romans 13:11. And I had it put in blue because, well, the cover of the base color of the book is midnight blue. It just seemed to be just fall into place, and so forth. But anyway, this is the ebook format. They're still working on getting it. It's at the printers. They haven't got it available to buy and print yet. We're going to be looking at that here in just a second. But the ebook format, as you can see here, $9.99. It's 350 some pages Let me see. We'll get here. So let's go ahead and click over here. At midnight, I will rise. This is Amazon.com. Okay. You got the Kindle Vision here. Kindle Vision version is $9.99. Paperback version is going to be $21.99, but it is not available in the paperback. If we click on the paperback, let's see here what it says here. Pre-order price guarantee. This is the, that's kind of getting into it. Actually, we'll click back to this over here. We just kind of scroll down here, you know, in the ebook format. Like I said, it's not available in paperback yet. It's at the printers. I'm not sure how long. Seems to me they told me a couple weeks ago it was going to be 3 to 5 weeks before the paperback was available, or that was 3 to 5 weeks before I would receive my first copies. You know, with the publishing package, I get so many free copies and so forth. I can't remember exactly how it was worded, but it was 3 to 5 weeks. Did I get my copies, or 3 to 5 weeks before they'll send my copies? I'm not sure exactly what it was. But the ebook is available. As you can see, it's available for pre-order. You can pre-order the paperback if you'd rather have the paperback. Obviously, that one's going to cost a little more. You know, I'll go ahead and... I don't know if I should talk. No, I'm not going to talk about my home, so I'm not going to do that. You just only for those that believe are actually going to be interested. This is also available on, I showed you Amazon.com. It is available on BarnesandNoble.com. And I did not, let's click that out of here. Let me see here. And, you know, it's got the overview, but as you can see, the paperback is not ready. Let's see here. What's this say? Paperback 21. Pre-order. See, it's not available yet. It's still, the paperback's not done yet. Okay. Also available on, I didn't look it up. I'll see if I can just do that right here. Let's see. Xulon Press is the one I used. Publishers I used. Xulon Press /book. Whoops. I think it's XulonPress.com /bookstore. See if that takes us to the right place. Excuse my computer, it's a little slow because I run on my data off my phone. Use my hotspot. Okay, Xulon Press Bookstore. At midnight, I will rise. See if this shows up. Yeah, there it is. Available here. Okay. Can you buy it on ebook with these guys? January 23rd. This book will be available to purchase on January 23rd. I guess they don't have the ebook format. I thought they had the ebook format. So the ebook format is only available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. Now, as I state in this book, I tell you all in the conclusion that this book took the longest of all the 5 books that the fathers had me write. This one took the longest. The father, as I say in the book, he almost had to actually like twist my arm to get me to write it, because I'm to the point of being rejected for so long. I've been doing what I've been doing with the father now since 2011, and you know, since I read the Bible, fell in love with the Bible the very first time, my life has changed, and it is through these years he's taken my life and he's turned it completely upside down from the way I used to live. And the way I explain it in the book, in this book, it's kind of like he has taken me out of this world without taking me out of this world, because I live for him and only him now. And everything, is just nobody's been buying the books. Nobody's been reading the books. Yes, I've passed out several books over the years. But if anybody's reading them, I sure don't see any difference in the ways of the world, because the ways of the world continue to do the exact same thing today as they did when back in 2011 when the Father first called me to the Bible. So it's just gotten to the point I've told the Father, I says, just take me out, be done with it. 378 pages. Sorry for the distraction. I could have swore they said it was 358 pages. Let me go back here. No, that's not where I want to be. Here it is. Oh, I guess it's 378. For some reason I was thinking 358 pages. 378 pages, I'm sorry. This is the ebook format. It looks like the paper book's going to be the same. Well, obviously it's going to be the same. It's the same book. But anyway, like I was saying, the Father has, this one, it took the longest for me to write, because I'm just so tired of being rejected, and it's kind of like, what's the point of writing anymore? If they're not going to read, this is the last book I'm writing. I'm not writing anymore. Okay? If you're not going to read these, why are you going to read the 6? And if I write another one, you'll never understand it if you don't read the other 5. Now, on that note, I will say this. You'll get partial understanding by reading the 5th one. But as I do in the 5th, I refer to the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd, and the 1st. The only way you'll get anywhere close to understanding the Father the way I understand the Father is you're going to have to read all 5 books. Because, well, let me take that back. I'll say 4 of the 5 books. Because if you read the 1st book, the 2nd book, the 4th book, and the 5th book, you're getting the 3rd book, because the 3rd book was placed inside the 4th book, and I explain this in the 4th book. Okay? But if I was to write another one, it'd be obsolete. Why? Why write something if you ain't going to read the other 5? Why are you going to read another one? Or why are you going to jump onto the 6th one? Because the 6th one, all I'm going to do is be repeating everything that I've put in the first 5 books. So I'm not writing anymore. I'm done with it. I mean, yes, I'll update my Jesus is Here page, and I'll update my website, JesusChristInTheFlesh.com. If y'all want to check those out, check those out. And I've noticed today I haven't updated my Jesus Christ in the Flesh website in quite a while, because, it's just, I've gotten to that point. Okay, fine. Y'all want to reject me? Y'all want to find out what's coming your own way? Find out on your own time. But now I want to ask you a question. This is something that I just found out a couple 3 nights ago. You seen the name of this book? Let's go back here to this one. At Midnight, I Will Rise. I've told you how long it took me a long time to write this one. Actually, I think I started writing this one back in late April, early May, at the latest, is when I started writing this, because I had an incident May 24th of this year that actually took me out of the truck for 4 months. And you know what? I'll go ahead and elaborate on that a little bit. Now, when I had this incident back on May 24th, something happened that I should have died, but I didn't. But I had to get off the road for 4 months. Well, here, you know what? I'll just go ahead and say it. I passed out while I was driving down the interstate. And the truck went down in the median, went across, jumped over I was heading eastbound. The truck went down in the medians, come back out of the median while I was passed out, and jumped over the westbound lanes, according to the highway patrol. I don't know that, that's what he said. He says your truck flew over the westbound lanes, landed in a ditch, and stopped right there. I didn't get a ticket or anything about it. I woke up after that. I asked the highway patrol after everything was all over with, and he asked me, I get a citation out of this, and he says, you didn't hit anything. Now, this happened at, I don't know what time in the morning, real early in the morning before sunrise. The truck didn't hit no one, didn't roll over, and I didn't hit anything. I didn't receive a ticket out of it. Anyway, the company I was working for at the time said that we're going to give you a medical termination and get recertified. We'll bring you back. Well, took a few months off. Just don't go to I don't go to a doctor. I talk about this in the book, and I talk about this in all of the books. Actually, well, I don't know about the first two. I don't seek man's health. I listen to Colossians 4, Luke, thy great physician. That's my doctor, and he's only doing what the Father tells him to do. Well, I listen to the Father, okay? But I rely on Luke to translate to me what the Father is wanting me to do. And between what the Luke and the Father put on my conscience to do, I decided I lost a bunch of weight in 4 months, got recertified, and Father's come back on the road. Now, the day before I flew out here to Salt Lake, well, I'm not in Salt Lake City now, but this is where the company I work for is out of. Before I flew out to Salt Lake City, the day before is when I sent the manuscript to the publisher, and that was October 9th, I believe it was, is when I finally sent the manuscript to the publisher. The 4 months I was out of the truck was for me to finish the book. As soon as I finished the book, Father sent me back on the road. That's explained in the book. This is all explained in detail in the book, and so forth. But I was mad at the Father for a long time because I didn't understand why he didn't just kill me off.
These are the top results.
What was that? Anyway, let's get back on with this. Now, you see this, a couple, 3 nights ago, I was listening to news source, if you will, video, and there's a few places that I like to go. I don't listen to the mainstream news anymore because the mainstream news is narrated in a way that will not scare you and will not bring things to heighten your awareness, and they'll feed you all kinds of crap to keep the truth from being known. I mean, that should be pretty well known now. Anyway, I was listening to the video. There's a couple sources that I really like. They really tell the nitty-gritty truth and so forth. And, this conflict between Russia and Ukraine, this is part of God's plan, not man's. Man don't understand what's going on. I do. And if y'all read these books, you'll understand that very well yourselves. But anyway, he mentioned, he had the one source video I was watching, he brought up something about the doomsday clock. And this is something that I never even thought about. And this is the most recent article I can find on it. And I'm not playing this video or any of that stuff, but it says this is set every January. And I'm not sure what day in January. There was one I was reading on here. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the doomsday clock today are Putin's threats pushing it closer to midnight. Right now, we're sitting 100 seconds till midnight. And this is as what it's been, I guess, the last 2 or 3 years. I haven't been paying no attention to this because I pay attention to what the Father is bringing to me and so forth. And, well, I know there's no such thing as a coincidence. But January is when they set the doomsday clock. Rest assured, we all can be pretty certain that they are going to move it closer to midnight, because it's been set in 100 seconds to midnight now for 2 or 3 years. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly how long it's been set that way. But it seems to me one of the things. I'm just going to do this right here with you all. One of these, see, I went to this one here. You got to join their site, whatever. That's a more recent article on it. You know, and I tried joining it, and you got to actually literally join their thing, get a bunch of emails. I ain't doing all that. I don't want everybody sending me. There was one of these I was looking at. It was saying something about January 23rd. Yeah, January 23rd. I don't know. It caught my attention that the paperback book will be done on January 23rd, and I was just wondering if that's the day they're going to reset the clock. Because there is no such thing as a coincidence, okay? But the name of this book is At Midnight I Will Rise. They're getting ready to adjust the clock closer to midnight. At the same time, this book is done. Do you see where I'm going with this, people? It's not, you know, and this is what I talk about in the books. It's like the Father has me do things say things all the time. He has me predict things, and to me, how does this book come out at about the exact same time as they adjust this doomsday clock, which you know they're going to move it closer to midnight? Because if you pay attention to what's actually going on in the war, Russia has been actually loading their nuclear missiles in their silos, getting ready to launch them. Okay? No, this is not man's doing. This is God's doing, and the only way you're going to understand that is you're going to have to read these books, watch these videos, check out my website. You're going to have to start learning about this stuff if you want to understand what's going on. That's where I'll just do that right now. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I know I've said this in other videos. We're going to just, I had to re-sign everything in here the other day. So let's just do this. Put this back on King James because I don't use any version but the King James. Let's Isaiah. Oops, misspelled that. Isaiah 27:11. Let's just do that real quick. When the boughs thereof are withered, they shall be broken off. The woman come and set them on fire, for it is a people with no understanding. Therefore he that made them will not have mercy on them, and he that formed them will show them no favor. Now, this woman is the woman that I talk about in the 4th book. This is the woman that this is our mother, and this is the video I'm going to be doing later on. I'm actually going to do a video on this woman and try to see if y'all can see this woman. It'll be that one, or I'm going to do one with how Jesus is the Lord of the Sabbath. We're living in the Sabbath day. This 5th book actually shows you that we're living in the Sabbath day. It actually shows you how everybody is Christ, Colossians 3:11. okay? But this book actually shows this, and this is how Jesus is the Lord of the Sabbath. He said the Son of Man is the Lord of the Sabbath. I might be wording that incorrectly, okay? But this is the woman right here. She's here. I seen her. I actually break this down in the books and show you how to see her in the scriptures. Okay? So that's what this is right here. When she set fire, when the water broke back in 2019, when the Father sent me to Hawaii, explained in other videos, explained in the book, in the 4th book, okay, and in the 5th book, okay, but when I seen that flood, okay, the Father let me know shortly after, while I was writing the book, the 4th book, he said, you're the one, that's when the water broke, is when I seen the flood from outside of it. I was looking down on the flood. He said, that's when our mother's water broke, because that flood also serves as the water surrounding the child in the womb. Okay? The COVID-19, I got back from Hawaii November 13th of 2019. November 17th, and I show this in the book, and I told in other videos, November 17th, 2019 is when China announced we were fighting a virus and that was unknown to man, later called the invisible enemy. We take you to Colossians 1. Then you have to recall that Jesus is talking about Jesus, who is in the image of the invisible God. That's the enemy we've been fighting. There's that fire. The COVID-19, the economic turmoils that's gone through the world and still ravishing through the world, and in the racial tensions, which is kind of sithered down, but we're still feeling some of the pains from that. Even as I showed in the 4th book, I didn't think that was going to be global, but it was. It still is. Okay, there's that woman that comes. And our Father's not going to have any mercy on you. You can see that right here. If you don't have any understanding, these books, what they do is they give you an understanding of who He is, what He's doing, and why He's doing it. And yes, you'll most likely come to the same conclusion that I got, is I wouldn't change one iota of anything that He's doing, done, or will do. Because He knows what He's doing, and I trust Him. And if He changes it, that will disrupt my perfect house that He promised me that I can go to after I'm done with this life in the flesh. I don't want Him to change anything. I'm ready to go home. Anyway, I wanted to let y'all know the ebook format is done. Paperback, you can pre-order it if you want to get it, but it's not done yet. Ebook format on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. Ebook is the paperback will be done soon. I'm not sure exactly when. Oh, you know what? There's another question. I'm going to ask you a question. Behold a greater than Jonas is here. I had that one put in audio. And I would like to know, give me your feedback. I would like to know if you would like me to put this one in audio. Because, well, you know what? I guess that's one way I can't say that. I don't know if anybody's ever bought that book in audio. Because they pay you by, I got an account with them. PayPal, I think it is. Or something like that. I've not once checked to see what my balance in there is, because I don't worry about money. I'm not taking any with me. I don't want it. I don't do this for the money. I do this to get in that house of perfection when I'm done in this life in the flesh. All right. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off. Let me know if you would like me to put this one. Let me state that one. The Jesus is Here, which is also got Jesus Christ in the flesh. I didn't put that one in audio because that one declares who I am. Let me know if you would like more of my books to be put in audio. if that would be easier for some, because I realize there are some people out there that are blind or might not be able to read, maybe put them in audio. I would like some feedback on that. Let me know if you'd like some of these books to be put in audio. Appreciate it.